They say avoidants fear love, but what most people don't see is how deeply they feel it, how quietly they hold it inside, terrified that showing it might push you away or worse, expose their heart. I'm a psychology expert who spent years studying attachment styles, especially the avoidant mind, the one that hides its love behind distance, silence, and independence. If you've ever found yourself wondering, do they even care? Or am I just imagining it all? You're not alone, and you're not wrong to ask, because avoidants do fall in love. They just show it differently. So in this video, I'll walk you through 8 powerful signs that reveal when an avoidant is secretly, but unmistakably in love with you. And trust me, sign number 8, it's the one most people miss, the one that explains everything. Sign 1, they keep you close, but just out of reach. An avoidant in love is a contradiction. They crave connection, yet fear being consumed by it. So what do? They keep you close, but never too close. You'll feel it in the way they reach out just when you start pulling away. They'll send a late-night message, casually check in, or suggest meeting up. But the moment things get too intimate, they pull back again. This push and pull isn't manipulation. It's fear. Fear of losing themselves. Fear of needing someone so badly that it hurts. But if they're always circling back to you, if they can't quite let you go, that's not detachment. That's attachment. Struggling to feel safe. With avoidance, distance is their defense. But closeness with you is becoming their temptation. Sign 2, they open up in tiny, meaningful ways. Avoidants don't spill their hearts all at once. They test the waters, slowly, cautiously. You won't get a romantic confession or dramatic gestures, but you'll notice small cracks in their emotional armor, a childhood story they never share, a moment of weakness they quietly confess, or a sudden soft, "I missed you," slipping out like it surprised even them. These are not just words, they're risks. Every little revelation is a leap of trust, because for someone who guards their emotions like a fortress, opening up is an act of bravery. And if they're choosing to be vulnerable with you, even in small ways, it's because you're beginning to feel safe. With an avoidant, these tiny truths are loud declarations of love, spoken not with volume, but with courage. Sign 3, they get jealous but don't admit it. Jealousy isn't always loud, especially with an avoidant. They won't tell you they're jealous. They might not even admit it to themselves, but you'll see it in the subtle shift of their tone, in the way they go quiet when you mention someone new, or in the sarcasm that hides a sting. Maybe they ask, "Who's that?" Maybe they brush it off, too casually. But make no mistake, jealousy for the avoidant is a flashing sign of emotional investment. Because when they don't care, they truly detach. No questions, no reactions, just space. So when they seem irritated, withdrawn, or suddenly interested in your social life, it's not control. It's conflict between wanting you and fearing how much they already do. Their jealousy might be silent, but the emotion behind it, that's real and louder than they'll ever admit. Sign 4, their routine starts to include you. Avoidants value their independence like oxygen. Their routine is their refuge, structured, safe, predictable. But when they love you, something starts to shift. You might notice it quietly. They send a good morning text every day, without fail. They invite you into their world, not with grand gestures, but in subtle rituals. Grabbing coffee from their favorite spot, watching their comfort show, together. These aren't just habits, they're signs. Because when an avoidant lets someone into their routine, they're doing something that terrifies them. They're making room. Room in their life, room in their mind, room in a heart that's spent years locked behind walls. And if you're becoming part of their daily life, Not just their weekend, not just their free time, but their everyday. That's not just convenience. That's connection. Sign 5. They remember the details. Others forget. Avoidance may not flood you with affection, but they notice you in ways that speak louder than words. They remember the song you hummed once, the way your eyes shifted when you talked about your past, the exact date your dog passed away, even if you only mentioned it in passing. You see, avoidants live in their heads. They observe more than they express. And when they care about someone, they lock away those details, because that's how they stay close without feeling exposed. To them, remembering is safer than revealing. But don't mistake their quiet for detachment. If they remember the things that even you forget, if they bring up something personal at just the right moment, that's their heart speaking silently. It's love in its most guarded form, attentive, thoughtful, and quietly devoted. Sign 6. Their withdrawals are followed by guilt. With avoidance, emotional closeness often triggers emotional retreat. They pull back, not because they don't care, but because they care more than they know how to handle. One moment you're laughing together, the next, they go cold. No explanation, just distance. But then, something happens. They come back. Maybe it's a late-night message. Maybe it's an apology that sounds awkward, but real. Maybe it's a quiet gesture, bringing you something you mentioned needing or showing up when you least expected. This cycle of retreat and return is exhausting for you and for them, because every time they pull away, their guilt follows. And that guilt, it's a powerful clue that they're not indifferent. They're overwhelmed by how much they feel and how little control they have over it. Love for them is a battle between fear and longing. And when guilt shows up after the distance, it means the longing is winning. Sign 7. They try to protect you from themselves. One of the most heartbreaking signs an avoidant loves you is when they start pushing you away to protect you. They'll say things like, "I'm not good at relationships. You deserve someone better. I don't want to hurt you." And while those words sound like rejection, they often come from a place of deep, hidden love. You see, avoidants are painfully aware of their emotional walls. They know they struggle with intimacy, with consistency, with letting someone fully in. And when they start to care, really care, their instinct is to shield you from the chaos they feel inside. It's not that they don't want you. It's that they think you'll suffer if you stay. So instead of asking you to hold on, they let you go. Not because they stopped loving you, but because they loved you enough to believe you deserve something easier. That's not weakness. That's silent love wrapped in self-doubt. Sign 8. They stay, even when it's hard for them. The greatest sign an avoidant loves you? They stay. Love for an avoidant isn't loud or flashy. It's not about grand declarations or constant closeness. It's about showing up, even when it scares them, even when it's uncomfortable, even when they want to run. They stay through arguments they want to avoid. They listen when their walls want to shut down. They try, imperfectly, awkwardly, but they try. Because staying means choosing you over their fear, choosing connection over the safety of distance. That kind of love, it's quiet, it's brave, it's real. And if an avoidant is still here, navigating their fears and their flaws for you, that means you've touched a part of their heart most never see. That's love, in its most raw, authentic form. Loving an avoidant can feel like holding a fragile flame, beautiful, but sometimes hard to keep alive. Understanding these signs helps you see beyond the distance and fear, and into the heart that's quietly longing to connect. If you've recognized these signs in someone you care about, remember, patience and empathy are your greatest tools. If this video helped you make sense of your relationship, please hit like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of love. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed these signs before? Drop a comment below and let's talk.